G'day, legends. You know what time it is. The gloves are on, the cage is locked, and we're back for another UFC weekend at the Apex Center. I'm breaking down the matchups, snipping out the value like my husky sniffs out a barbecue, and giving you the picks that matter. Let's get into it.
I washed all the windows, threw away the sheets that we used.
Kicking off the card in the featherweight division, we have Austin Bashi taking on John Yannis. Bashi thrives in grind-heavy styles. He wins by pushing a pace and mixing his striking just good enough to close distance and then drag opponents into deep water with relentless wrestling and top control. If he gets on top, he smothers you, chips away with ground strikes, and controls round with cardio for days. He doesn't need to finish, just break your will over 15 minutes. Expect a lot of clinch pressure and cage time if he's in control. Yannis is more fluid and explosive striker. He wins this fight if he keeps it standing and punishes Bashi on entries. His power shots and ability to counter are his biggest tools. He doesn't need a wall, he needs precision. A clean shot on a mistimed takedown or creating scrambles and punishing Bashi in transitions is his recipe. If he can fight his fight at range, he can steal momentum and maybe even get the finish. Bashi's style is made for grinding out wins. Unless Yannis clips him early, Bashi's pace and pressure likely neutralize the striking exchanges. Expect takedowns, control, and workmanlike decision. Win for Bashi. So Bashi by decision.
I just woke up from a dream.
In the women's strawweight division, we have Piera Rodriguez versus Ketlen Souza. Rodriguez wins by controlling the pace and staying composed in the chaos. She's a pressure striker who can mix in takedowns when needed, but her main strength is walking opponents down, staying tight in exchanges, and landing clean shots. If she stays technical and doesn't get wild, she could win minutes with pressure, volume, and cage control. She doesn't need to dominate, just stay consistent and avoid big moments from Souza. Souza is the definition of a wild card. She wins with bursts of explosiveness and unpredictability, spinning attacks, flying knees, scrambles, and chaos. If she can drag Rodriguez into a brawl or catch her slipping in the pocket, she can either pull ahead on the scorecards with damage or get a surprise finish. The more unscripted the fight is, the better it is for Souza. Rodriguez is more consistent and composed. Unless Souza lands something wild, Rodriguez's pressure and fundamentals should carry her through all 3 rounds. Expect a close, possibly scrappy decision, but one that favors the cleaner work of Rodriguez. Give me Piera Rodriguez by decision.
Put your headphones on. Guess I gotta accept the pain. Need a cigarette to make me feel better.
In the flyweight division, we have Felipe Burns versus Rafael Esteban. Burns is a composed technical fighter who wins by slowing the fight down and turning it into a grappling chess match. He thrives in scrambles and can threaten with submissions off his back or end transitions. If he can frustrate Esteban, create space, and pick moments to attack, especially on the mat, he can win rounds by being the more technical fighter. Control and timing are his keys. Esteban is all pressure, pace, and physicality. He wins by walking Burns down, mixing in heavy hands with takedowns, and controlling position. He doesn't need to finish, just dominate the tempo. If he can stuff Burns' offense, stay safe in transitions, and maintain top pressure or control cage, the judges will see it his way. His cardio and relentless style are built for winning. Esteban's non-stop pressure and physicality should carry him through 3 rounds. Burns is tricky, but Esteban's likely going to control enough of the fight with takedowns, top pressure, and aggression to earn a decision on the cards. Give me Rafael Esteban by decision.
I only do this body for you. Only do this body for you, for you, for you.
In the middleweight division, we have Rodolfo Vieira versus Tresean Gore. Vieira wins this fight by doing what he does best, getting to the ground early and hunting for submissions. His jiu-jitsu is elite, and once he's on top, it's a matter of time. The key is closing distance safely and avoiding Gore's power on the way in. If Vieira gets an early takedown, he can dominate positionally and find a finish. He doesn't need volume, he just needs one clean entry to the mat. Gore's path is simple but dangerous. Keep it standing and land big. He's got serious power and he explodes in bursts. He wins if he can stuff Vieira's takedowns, make him work, and then uncork something heavy when Vieira slows down. The longer the fight stays on the feet, the more dangerous Gore becomes. He doesn't need volume, just one moment to change the fight. Gore is powerful, but he's not proven against this level of grappling. Vieira's likely going to shoot early, get the takedown, and waste no time transitioning to a dominant position. Expect a quick tap once it hits the mat. Give me Vieira via submission.
Is this illegal? Hey, it feels illegal. I've saw the quite a few times.
In the bantamweight division, we have Rinya Nakamura versus Nathan Fletcher. Nakamura is a beast of an athlete with elite wrestling and striking. He wins by taking control from the opening bell, either by landing big shots early or mixing in takedowns to keep Fletcher guessing. If he gets on top, he's vicious with ground and pound, and he can ride out rounds with control. His pressure, speed, and ability to dictate where the fight takes place are his biggest weapons. Fletcher is a slick and rangy fighter who wins by using distance and precision. He needs to stay long, keep the fight at kickboxing range, and pick Nakamura apart if he tries to close the gap. If Fletcher can manage the rage, stuff early shots, and frustrate Nakamura, he can take over in the later rounds or even catch him on the way in with a clean counter. Fletcher is tough and technical enough to survive, but Nakamura's athleticism, control, and pressure should win him at least 2 of the 3 rounds. Expect takedowns, top control, and a clear decision win for the Japanese prospect. Give me Rinya Nakamura by decision.
See right now, I need you. I'll meet you somewhere now. You up now, I see you.
In the middleweight division, we have Nick Klein versus Andrey Pulyaev. Klein is a compact powerhouse who relies on timing and clean, explosive striking. He's not about crazy volume. He picks his shots well and lands with real intention. If he gets his rhythm early, especially if he's left hand or body kicks, he can hurt Pulyaev on the feet. His best path is to control stand-up fight where he forces Andrey to overextend and clips him on the counter. Think smart, patient violence. Andrey fights with serious pace and isn't afraid of a grind. He pushes forward with pressure, chain wrestling, and looks to break your spirit more than just your chin. If he can close the distance and force Clyde into grappling exchanges, even if he's not getting the takedowns early, he'll wear on him. His path is a war of attrition, clinch, cage pressure, and non-stop work to make Klein fade. I think Andrey turns this into a gritty fight where Klein's clean shots aren't enough to slow the pace. Andrey's consistent pressure, positional control, and cardio should be the deciding factor over 3 rounds. Give me Andrey by decision.
If this world were mine.
Hey, Roman numeral 7, babe, drop it like it's hot. If this world.
In the featherweight division, we have Danny Silva taking on Kevin Vallejos. Silva wins by turning the fight into a war, plain and simple. He's at his best when he's pushing the pace, landing heavy combinations, and making his opponent second-guess every exchange. If he walks Vallejos down, cuts off the cage, and throws with aggression he's known for, a knocker isn't far behind. He doesn't need perfection, just pressure, chaos, and one clean shot. Vallejos has the tools to win if he can keep the fight clean. His movement, range, management, and slick counters give Silva issues. He needs to avoid standing still, use feints, make Silva miss early. He can survive the early storm and frustrate Silva. He can start scoring and picking them apart round by round. Silva comes forward heavy, but that aggression could be his downfall. Vallejos stays composed, times a clean counter in the pocket, and shuts the lights off. Expect a highlight reel moment if he finds that perfect shot. Give me Kevin Vallejos by knockout.
Something's got a hold on me lately. No, I don't know myself.
In the featherweight division, we have Magny versus Zaleski. Magny wins with pace, range, and clinch control. He's a master at making fights ugly in his favour, using his jab, long kicks, and smothering clinch work to wear guys down. If he keeps Zaleski off balance, presses him against the cage, and misses in takedowns, he'll drown him over 3 rounds. The key for Magny is making it a high-volume, high-output grind, not a technical striking match. Zaleski wins by landing the cleaner, harder shots, especially if his wild arsenal of spinning attacks, low kicks, and power hooks. He thrives in chaos and can flip a fight with one explosive moment. If he can keep Magny on the outside or catch him during clinch breaks or entries, he can hurt him. He doesn't need to win every second, just create big moments and make them count on the scorecards. Zaleski is dangerous, but Magny's ability to nullify offense and grind out rounds give him the edge here. Over 15 minutes, Magny's pace, range management, and clinch work should be enough to outpoint Zaleski in a close but controlled decision. Give me Magny by decision.
For a while there it was rough, but lately I've been doing better.
In the women's bantamweight division, we have Karol Rosa versus Nora Cornolle. Rosa's all about output and control. She doesn't take wild risks. She wins with smart, consistent volume and a mix of striking and clinch work. If she gets a jab going and starts backing Nora up, she'll own the tempo. She's also sneaky good at timing takedowns late in rounds to bank them. Her path is to outwork her opponent with combinations and cage control, winning minutes without ever letting the fight get chaotic. Nora's got a Muay Thai base and loves to bring heat. She throws with real venom and doesn't need a lot of volume. Just one good shot to change around. If she keeps it at kickboxing range and lets her hands and knees go, she can fluster Rosa, especially if she lands early and makes it messy. Her best shot is a high-paced physical striking fight where Rosa can't settle into rhythm. I see Rosa staying composed, landing cleaner in the long run, and mixing in cage control to kill momentum. It might be a close early, but Rosa's experience managing tough rounds will carry her through to a safe win on the cards. Give me Karol Rosa by decision.
Oh boy.
In the lightweight division, we have Esteban Ribovics versus Elves Brenner. Esteban is pure chaos with cardio. He's relentless with his forward pressure, explosive with his hands, and not afraid to take one to give one. But he has sneaky, clean boxing when he's in rhythm. If he keeps it standing and turns it into a wild brawl, he can overwhelm Brenner with volume and pace. His path is high-octane stand-up war, where his aggression drowns Brenner before any grappling slows things down. Brenner is a survivor with a finishing touch. He thrives in the storm, absorbs damage, and keeps coming. And just when you think he's out, he flips it in. Whether it's a big counter shot or slick sub in a scramble, Brenner doesn't need to win every second. He just needs one moment. His best route is a gritty dogfight, where he lures Ribovics into overcommitting and then snatches the neck or lands something sneaky. Brenner is tough, no doubt, but Ribovics hits like a truck and doesn't let off the gas. I think Esteban finds the chin after dragging Brenner into deep waters with non-stop pressure. Too much heat, too fast. Give me Esteban Ribovics by KO.
You're glowing, you color and fracture the light. You can't.
In the co-main event of the lightweight division, we have Chris Duncan versus Mateusz Robeski. Duncan's a bricklayer brawler with heavy hands and underrated grit. He's at his best when he gets respect early, landing big shots, backing opponents up, and turning the fight into a slugfest. If he can get it on the feet, get inside, and force Robeski into pocket trades, he can land something big. His path is to brawl or bust, make it ugly, land nukes, and hope Robeski slows down or cracks. Robeski fights like a little tank, compact, explosive, and relentless. His wrestling transitions are slick, and he's got a mean ground and pound game once he gets on top. He doesn't waste time playing safe. He looks to dominate. Mixes his takedowns early and avoids Duncan's power. He'll maul him on the mount or break him with pace. His path is pure control and damage. Duncan is dangerous, but Robeski's game is built to smother that danger. I think he'll get an early takedown, avoid the power, and finds the neck while Duncan's scrambling to get up. Give me Robeski by submission.
Even better, and I don't know what I'm crying.
In the main event of the flyweight division, we have Tatsuro Taira versus Hung Sung Park. Taira wins with control, patience, and world-class grappling. He's not a wild finisher, he's a surgeon. He floats on top, transitions beautifully, and systematically drains the life out of opponents over 5 rounds. His ability to get to dominant positions, avoid danger, and chip away with groundwork is key. If he keeps Park off rhythm and limits the stand-up time, he slowly breaks him down. Park is scrappy, powerful, and dangerous in all positions. He wins by forcing a scramble, making the fight messy, and landing the cleaner damage in striking exchanges. His speed and striking give him a real shot, especially if he can defend takedowns and make his opponent uncomfortable. A big moment, a knockdown, or a near finish could swing things his way in a close fight. Park is tough, but Taira control over 5 rounds should be enough. Expect moments of danger from Park, but ultimately he'll have positional dominance and ability to nullify offense. Will win him the rounds. Not flashy, but brutal. Just clinical and convincing. Give me Tatsura by decision.